Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd do another Shop My Stash video and pull out my favorite nude or neutral makeup that I have in my collection. So you'll be seeing some eyeshadow palettes, blushes, and lip products that I'll be sharing and swatching for you. And I think that these are the best formulas and prettiest nude shades that I have in my collection. They all work really well for me. So if you love nudes and neutral makeup, definitely keep on watching, and let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. First, let's talk about my favorite nude or neutral eyeshadow palettes. These all have super easy to wear tones that you can wear just about anywhere and in any situation. All of these palettes have a mixture of warm and cool tone nudes, and I love how they perform on the eyes as well. So first we have the Karity Cosmetics Nude Palette. It has beautiful soft neutrals in both warm and cool tones. You also have these warm coppery and chocolatey brown shades and some really pretty pink and gray tones, which makes this one a really versatile palette. The formula is also fantastic, which justified the price for me. It was $25 at CVS, which was more than I was expecting to pay for a drugstore eyeshadow palette, but it performs like high-end with very little fallout, so that made me feel a lot better. Next up, we have the Colourpop Bare Necessities palette. This one is much larger than their regular 12-pan palette, so that could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on the person. Having so many shades to choose from can be really overwhelming, but I actually like having options. It's nice to have, your cooler toned grays and taupes, warmer browns and golds, and also rosy shades all within the same palette. It's great for travel. There's also a really nice range of finishes, from mattes to subtly shiny shades to metallic, and the formula is also amazing, as is the norm with Colourpop. Next up is the Lorac Pro 3 palette. Lorac is one of those brands that isn't talked about much here on YouTube anymore, but the formula is one of my favorites, and these shades are so perfect for every day. You have a nice variety of warm and cool shades again, and I love how they lay out the palette with one row of all mattes and then one of all shimmers. It's just really easy to navigate. The formula is super soft and blendable, and I think it's amazing for beginners too because of how blendable and seamless these shadows are. And also the shimmer shades are not super metallic or foiled, so if you have textured eyelids, these are really friendly to that as well. This one is the Zoeva Nude Spectrum palette, and it's perfect if you're looking to create looks that are more subtle and elegant, kind of similar to the Lorac Pro 3. It's full of more earthy nude shades ranging from light to smoky, and you won't find, again, metallics or glittery shades in here. The shimmers are super smooth, making them a great choice for textured eyelids. The mattes are also really blendable and soft, and I also think they're great for beginners or those who aren't the best at blending. I'm so happy that Zoeva is available at Ulta here in the US now, because they have one of my favorite formulas and such gorgeous color stories. Finally, we have the Natasha Denona Biba palette. This is another super versatile palette because you have both warm and cool options, and you can get a lot of different neutral looks out of it. It does have mostly matte shades though, so if you like wearing shimmers on your lid, you only have a couple of options in this palette, but for quick and easy everyday looks, I think this one is awesome. The matte shades are super pigmented, which can make them a little bit trickier to blend, but the shimmer shades are super smooth and very creamy. If you don't have the budget for this one, Alter Ego also makes a dupe for only $16, and the formula is a little bit easier to work with, particularly the matte shades, so I just find that they blend a little bit easier on the eye. Okay, so moving on to blush. I'll start with the powder formulas first. These are all gorgeous nudes that work especially well for my skin tone, but some of them will work for deeper skin tones as well. So first up is one of my favorite everyday go-to blushes, the Lorac Color Source Blush in Tinge. This one is described as a matte beige, and it's awesome because it goes with any look that I'm trying to create. It adds just a hint of color to my cheeks, and it doesn't clash with my eye look or my lipstick no matter what. Next is Balm Beach from the Balm. I love their blushes so much. The packaging and themes are always super cute, and the formula is long lasting for a powder blush. This one is very similar to Tinge actually, with just a hint more pink to it, and it's also slightly deeper with a matte finish. A really affordable option for a nude blush is the Jordana powder blush in Tawny Beige. This is only $2.99, and the formula is so good. Plus, Jordana is made in the US, which seems kind of rare when it comes to super affordable brands. This color, again, is very similar to Balm Beach and Tinge, but it's a little bit less pink than Balm Beach and slightly more on the peachy side. Next we have the Kylie Cosmetics blush in the shade Close to Perfect. I'm not really a Kylie fan, but I couldn't resist this one when I saw it in store at Ulta because it is such a beautiful peachy beige matte. The formula is also incredibly soft and a little bit goes a very long way with this one. Actually, now that I'm seeing the shades side by side, the Jordana is actually a pretty close dupe for this one. The last one is the Blush Bouquet Duo from Jouer. I have it in the shade Adore, which has a matte, warm, dusty peach on one side and a satiny, warm, pale nude on the other. I love how these go with absolutely every look. I took this with me on all of my trips last summer because it's really the only thing that I needed. I also love that you have one matte shade and one that's a little bit more satiny. It just gives that slight hint of glow, and you can also layer them together as well. There are also a few nude cream blushes that I love and reach for all the time. I'm pretty picky with cream blush formulas though, because some of them can be sticky and lift up your foundation, but these formulas don't do that for me. They dry down all the way and they also build up really easily on themselves. So first up we have the Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Dusk. This one is a beautiful brownish nude, and when it's sheared out it gives you a really neutral cheek that goes with absolutely any look. It's really versatile. Next up is the Milani Cheek Kiss in the shade Nude Flush. This one has a really similar formula to the Cloud Paints, and this color in particular is almost a spot-on dupe for Glossier's Dusk. Another really pretty one is the Flower Beauty Blush Balm Color Drops in the shade Pinched. This is another beautiful nude. It's slightly lighter than the Glossier and the Milani, and I think that the formula is slightly more sheer. The last one is the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in Between the Sheets. I love this moussey formula because it goes on so velvety and smooth with more of a natural matte finish. This shade is more of a pinky nude, and for me it kind of looks like the color of my skin when I blush, so it's absolutely perfect. Moving on to lips. This one is a category where nudes can be super hit or miss for me. A shade that's too pale can wash me out and give me concealer lips, so I usually like to choose a nude shade that has a bit more pink or peach to it. So first we have the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Lip Treatment in the shade Tawny Nude, just like the Jordana blush. I love these balms because they remind me a lot of the Fresh Sugar lip treatments. They have a beautiful melty texture that is so hydrating and not sticky. This one is the perfect sheer nude shade. I like to keep this one in my purse for quick touch-ups. Next we have the Colourpop Just a Tint Lip Crayon in the shade Gimme Smore. These have super melty, hydrating texture and a sheer pop of color. I wasn't crazy about the papaya scent of these when I first got them, but I love this color so much and the formula too. I just kept trying it and eventually I ended up getting used to the smell. Another favorite of mine is the Charlotte Tilbury Superstar Lips in the shade Everlasting Kiss. This formula is amazing at making liney lips look smoother because it has this super thick, cushiony texture that just kind of smooths out all your imperfections. This one is pretty close in color actually to the Colourpop one. It just has a hint more pink to it. One of my favorite nude lip glosses is the Persona Season 1 Gloss in Honey. This formula is so nourishing. It has almond oil and shea butter and avocado oil. It's really, really great. And this shade is the perfect true nude color, yet it isn't too light, so it doesn't wash me out. Next is the Lorac Alter Ego Lip Gloss in the shade Beach Babe. This formula is super pigmented, kind of like a liquid lipstick, but it feels and adds shine just like a lip gloss. This shade is one of the most gorgeous pinky nudes I have in my entire collection. I think this one complements my skin tone really well. And then when it comes to lipsticks, one of my favorite nudes is the Too Faced Natural Nudes lipstick in the shade Birthday Suit. It's the perfect rosy beige and it's warm enough that it doesn't make my lips look too pale. The formula is super creamy and it also feels great on the lips. It has tons of pigmentation in one swipe. It's amazing. I also had to mention the Flower Beauty Petal Pout lipstick in Naked Blush. This is one of my favorite lipstick formulas because it's so light and weightless on the lips and it doesn't sink into fine lines. The shade is more of like a pinky nude. It's actually the lipstick version of the Lorac gloss. It's just the perfect complementary shade for my skin tone. And then the last one is actually a matte liquid lipstick. It's the Huda Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Crush. It's a beautiful peachy nude. It has a super weightless formula, and while I don't really wear matte liquid lipsticks very often, I wanted to include this in case some of you out there were looking for a really pretty nude option. On the other hand, I sometimes wear this one on my cheeks as a cheek stain, and it's fabulous. It's so weightless and it dries down super fast, so it doesn't feel sticky on my cheeks, and it lasts all day long. Alright guys, so I think that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more Shop My Stash videos like this, please give this video a thumbs up. I would also love it if you shared your favorite nude makeup down in the comments below. I always love hearing your suggestions. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care guys. Bye!